Well, Richard Burnett is from the Road Haulage Association based in Weybridge and joins me on the programme. Now, thank you so much for joining us. You know, a very, very difficult time this. First of all, from what I understand, Richard, unaccompanied freight such as containers or lorry trailers on their own, they can still be transported, can't they?
Sarah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, there is no restriction on unaccompanied. It is just accompanied freight that's going, from GB to France at this point in time.
And in terms of, how this is going to impact inbound freight, what are the rules there?
So what's happened is, the French have shut their border in terms of any inbound flow from GB into France. So that means that Dover and Eurotunnel have got suspended services from GB to France. In terms of France back to GB, then they're still allowing freight to move in. So the big concern, though, with that element is that EU drivers who are bringing freight in are concerned about being stuck or stranded in the UK just prior to Christmas and not being able to return. And clearly, from where we sit at the moment, this is a growing and evolving problem today as we see more EU vehicles that have tipped in the UK over the weekend, have reloaded and are, on their way back. Are going to be stuck in Operation Stack, and this truck park that's effectively going to grow in Kent over the next 24, 48 hours, is a significant concern for those EU hauliers, and that's it's going to play out and create further problems for us, I would suggest.
Because a lot of the news headlines this morning were sort of saying, right, okay, this is going to really affect a lot of those Christmas supplies, the things coming in and out that we were really expecting. It's going to have a big impact, isn't it?
Well, I think, Sarah, what you have to remember is that we've been stock building already for transition. So there's been a significant amount of volume coming in. If you looked at the press over the last few weeks, you will have seen significant queues in Calais and in Dover as we see that transitional stock build, which is pretty unusual. I think the issue that we face here is about chilled, it's about fresh food that has a short shelf life that will be coming from places like Spain, and the Netherlands. And it's that product which I guess is at risk. But what we're saying is, look, don't panic buy. There is no need for panic buying. There is a lot of ambient goods that's already been stock built within the food retailers. It's those fresh products that are probably most at risk. But again, I spoke to Grant Shapps last night, and we exchanged messages again this morning, and he's reassuring us that he's in dialogue with the French that we need to find a solution to this as quickly as we can. That might mean testing before vehicles and drivers are released from the UK back to Europe. But it's imperative that we find a solution to this as quickly as we possibly can.
And in terms of, you mentioned Brexit, this coming as we're poised on the brink of Brexit, so sort of quite a lot of challenges going on at the moment.
Yeah, look, we were facing significant challenges anyway, but for us to have to enact some of the things that government were planning for and putting in place for January, but having to pull that forward, puts all of us under immense pressure just before Christmas and transition. And I think the other point, which is an interesting one, is around the timing of this as well. We have been working in a COVID world for the last 9-10 months, and we've kept freight moving. Hauliers, drivers have been classified as critical workers, and we've managed to manage through that. And yet, at this juncture, at this point in time, I guess this measure has been brought in